Hey guys, welcome back. This is your old pal Hondo doing another quick video for you on two popular speed feed heads out on the market. We got the Echo speed feed head 400. They also come in a 450 and a 500. And we have the Husqvarna rapid replace head. And we're going to tell you what I like about one and what I don't like about the other for different types of situation right off the bat, guys. I know this is ugly, it's got all the grass stuck in it, but they're well used. And I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, guys, the Echo speed feed head is not the best speed feed head in the world, or the best string trimmer head in the world, guys. It isn't. Neither is the Husqvarna rapid replace, but I'm going to tell you the reason why it isn't a good speed feed head in different types of situations, and why it's okay for certain things, and vice versa with the Husqvarna rapid replace head. Right off the bat, I'm going to get this out of the way really quick, since I saw a video from one of my subscribers of the Echo speed feed head not working for his I think it was a STIHL FS55, I believe. Don't hold me to. I've never used one of these on a STIHL, so I couldn't really refer you back to anything, but he was using it on his handlebar string trimmer, and the line kept shooting out uncontrollably. Well, that was, probably because, when you're using those handlebar string trimmers, it's probably hitting the ground and it's knocking too much line out, and whenever you do that, you have to kind of like stop and twist some of the line in, that way it doesn't overshoot and then wrap around the head of the string trimmer, around the gearbox. Again, I don't know how he put it in or how he installed it, but they do wear out really quick. And these little caps right here, they wear out really quick. I've seen people do mods where they drill holes in them and then put a small bolt through it with a washer to basically bulletproof them. I don't do that. I'll just buy a new one before I ever do all that crap, because they're only like $21 just for the head itself. Price. The Echo speed feed heads are around $31. These are around $34 for the rapid replace. And I know a lot of people are going to hate me for it. They do come with your universal kits for the Echo speed feed heads. They are trash on any other type of string trimmer but Shindawa and Echo. I know a lot of people swear by them being the best for every other string trimmer out there on the market. Sorry, they're not. I've used them exclusively on Husqvarnas before. I'm not used one on STIHL, so don't hold me to this. I hate them on my Husqvarna. They always, because you have to use a spacer for the Husqvarna, and probably for some of the STIHLs as well, because that little spacer, plastic spacer that comes with it, and the different adapters you have to swap out. What it does is when I'm cutting thick high grass with a Husqvarna with that little spacer, it causes clogs. It gets stuff stuck in there. The weeds get stuck in there. Got to pull the weeds out all the time, and you can't cut the line off that you can do with a with your line cut off right here on your guard. You can't do that with the Echo head because of that stupid spacer. And that's why I think most of these Echo heads are good only for Shindawas and Echoes. I'm sorry, the universal kit ones suck on my Husqvarna, and I've used them on several different Husqvarnas and I never liked them. I end up always taking them back, but they work good on Echoes, and they work great on Shindawas. No problems with that. They run flush. They just work good on Shindawas and Echoes. Models that they were built for, you know what I'm saying? They do bump out. They use pretty much any line, but I get more line on the Husqvarna speed feed head than I do with the original T25 heads. You get more line on it. A little bit more heavier than the Echo speed feed head. I know the Husqvarna one has came a long way since the original Husqvarna quick feed heads did. I know they had a lot of problems with them, but I'm here to tell you guys these newer ones are dynamite on Husqvarnas, because they fit flush. You don't need no stupid spacer to fit these on any of the Husqvarna units. I got this on a 129L. That's what I have it on right now, and it works really fine. And this is actually a 4-year-old rapid replace head on my 129L. had this for 4 years. I've only had this for 1 year, and I'm gonna have to replace the cap on this one. Only running it for a year, so the Husqvarna one holds up a lot better now. If I was to recommend anything for you guys, is stick with your T25 heads and stick with these rapid replace heads, excluding the Shakespeare X Pro speed feed heads that are out on the market. You can get from Tractor Supply or various other websites. Plus that too, another annoying thing I have a problem with these Echo speed feed heads, and that's even with these Echo units and the Shindaiwas. My buddy's got a Shindaiwa and it has a similar head to it, but basically it's the same company and same type of head. These heads, when you throttle it up to the RPM, because they're so light, they kind of like have the tendency to sucking you into, you know, the fence, or they suck you into rocks, and you bang rocks off on this thing more than you would with the Husqvarna heads. I love these Husqvarna heads. They just flow really low to the ground. They both flow low to the ground and cut really even. But I like the Husqvarna head for the Husqvarna unit, because it's, when you throttle it up, it's well balanced because of the weight. It's not feeling like it's going to suck you into a fence, or it's not feeling like it's going to suck you into a garden brick. Now this head, when you throttle it up, even on the Husqvarna, it feels like it's trying to pull you in to obstructions and stuff and bang the head more often than you would want to, and, you know, bang it up. But it is kind of tough. I've had it for a year, but it's definitely seeing its last days. So, and this one's 4 years old, and it's barely wore off the mark for the Insignia. And I know they've come a long way with the rapid replace heads. You know, I guess they redesigned it, and you know, and it's worked a lot better ever since they redesigned it. It's 4 years old, and compared to 1 year old, you know, this is burning out faster than the rapid replace head. Now, the rapid replace head is universal, just like this one. You can get the kit. It'll go pretty much on any unit, but I would only recommend you guys to buy the brand of speed feed head that goes to your units, guys. I know you got people like, you know, these YouTube like lawn maintenance guys telling you that the Echo speed feed head is the best head in the world and it works on every unit. But I've seen guys say, you know, they don't like the Echo speed feed heads. They went back to the the Echo Matic speed regular heads for their units over the speed feed heads. And you can get the Echo Matic heads for these still on Walmart for like $24. So keep that in mind. If you don't like the Echo speed feed head for your Echo, you can always go back to the OG Echo Matic heads. They do work for most of the SRM 225 units, even the newer ones. If you don't like these heads, you can go back to the original head. But I will say this though, it's more well balanced. This rapid replace head's a lot more balanced on the Husqvarnas than these ever were on the Husqvarnas. You know, the Echo speed feed heads are not well balanced on these. You can't run the guard. These you can run the guard. It'll cut off right here on the guard. You know, it runs even, but you will have to run a guard on a Husqvarna. I'm going to tell you why. Because right here on most Husqvarnas, and this is the reason why I like the rapid replace head on the Husqvarna, it has this like little clip right here that holds the gear head in place. Once they screw the gear head in, that's to keep the head from rocking back and forth when under heavy throttle, so it doesn't like burn up the clutch down in the engine. You know what I'm saying? And that it can be an expensive fix, especially with Husqvarnas and, you know, other various models like STIHL and stuff like that. But hands down, guys, if you guys are getting one of these speed feed heads out on the market, like STIHL, or if you're getting the STIHL speed feed head, get it for the unit that it goes to. Don't be fooled by these people saying that these are great heads for other units. I've had to learn this out the hard way, guys. Running speed feed heads, or just even any type of string trimmer head, that you have to, I honestly, this is my own opinion, I'd run the head the brand of head that goes to the brand of string trimmer. And I've never had any issue with it. I think the rapid replace heads are great. This is a 4-year-old rapid replace head. It's worked for 4 years and nothing wrong with it. And works great on a Husqvarna. And these, you know, the speed head that from Echo works great on an Echo. But these burn up a lot quicker than the rapid replace ones do. I will say though, this one is a lot faster to load and easier to load, because you have to like hold this bottom right here and then turn this little knob right here on the top, and it loads your heads up faster than the Husqvarna ones. Here you have to hold the top right here while you twist this one, and it takes a little bit longer to load, but I think this one's a lot more durable and a lot more better, because I know a lot of people, these, you know, lawn guys will tell you, oh, the Husqvarna rapid replace heads suck. No, they don't. They're great. And I've had this one for 4 years, and I think it runs really flush. Even when you over throttle, it doesn't feel like it's trying to suck you into the fence with a vortex. This one does every single time, no matter what I do, either on a Husqvarna or even on my Echo. So take that with a grain of salt. You have to kind of throttle it really low with these, because every time I throttle it hard with either unit, it would like feel like it was trying to suck you into everything, you know what I mean, from over throttling. And these things are meant to go full out, you know what I mean, when you're using it to keep it from clogging up your spark arresters. But hands down, I think the rapid replace heads are good for Husqvarnas, man. They're awesome. And if you're looking for a replacement head for your T25 deal, you know what, that's a good one for the Husqvarna for sure. If you got one for a STIHL, they do make one for a STIHL, so if you got a STIHL unit, go with the STIHL ones. And go with the Echo speed feed heads with the Echoes. I mean, you can put the rapid replace heads on your Echoes as well, but or even the T25 with the universal kit onto your Echo if you had to, or whatever various models of string trimmers out there that it will fit. Basically everything but a curve shaft. Anything straight shaft, okay guys, hands down, I recommend the Husqvarna one for Husqvarnas, 100%. Not so much the Echo speed feed head, but you know, if you got an Echo or a Shindaiwa, they do run good with the Echo and Shindaiwa, and I recommend them for that. And I recommend the STIHL speed feed heads for the STIHL, and the T25 heads for the Husqvarnas. I've actually used this on a Tanaka. They run flush on a Tanaka or a Hitachi version of string trimmers, and they work really well for that. The only downside about the T25 heads is when they get really hot, they're kind of hard to pull these two little tabs out to pull the spool out. And you know, when it's hot out like that and you're running it too hard, it's kind of hard to pull apart. That's the reason why I like auto feeders, but that's just my opinion. Hands down, I think the Husqvarna speed feed head and the T25 head is far superior to the Echo speed feed heads. They don't last long. It feels like when you over throttle them, they just feel like they're pulling you into everything. And then here recently, one of my subscribers put one on a STIHL, and it didn't work for him, and it was just feeding line out and just insane. I've never seen anything like it with a speed feed head. I've never had that issue with a speed feed head from Echo, but you know, that'd be the first time for everything. And I don't know how to fix your problem, bro, unless, you know, sorry about that. I'm doing a video right now about it, so you know, it is what it is. He's going with a STIHL head now. And yeah, I would recommend the Husqvarna heads for Husqvarnas all day long. Speed feed head for Husqvarna, the rapid replace head is awesome. And the Echo speed feed head's good for only Echo and Shindaiwa, because I've used them on Shindaiwa. My buddy's got a Shindaiwa, and I've used it on the Shindaiwa. It works great on a Shindaiwa. Works on my Echo, but it feels like when you're over throttling these things, it's going to pull you in. It feels like it's going to pull you into fences. It feels like it's going to pull you into like obstructions, like bricks and stuff. It's not one of my favorite heads. And anybody's telling you it's the best head on the market, I'll tell you what, the Echo-matic heads are better for your Echoes, guys. Honestly, I would replace these and throw them away and get the Echo-matic heads. These are just junk all around. I don't care what anybody says. But you know, they work okay, but they constantly need these little caps replaced, and those are $30 when you could buy a whole new head for that and then get a new head. than spending 30 bucks on a cap. These need to be replaced more. Actually the rapid replace head has lasted a lot longer for 4 years on my 129L. So guys, if you like this video, I recommend the Husqvarna one over the Echo. I think it's trash for a Husqvarna or a STIHL, but it'll work great on its own model. Not one of my favorite speed feed heads right now, and I love these. If you can pick one of these rapid replace heads up from Husqvarna for your Husqvarna only, exclusively for your Husqvarna, it'll work great on your Husqvarna. Fits flush, runs really good. This one here kind of sucks for the over throttling. Not one of my favorite heads, guys. If you like this video, please hit the like, share, and subscribe on this video on what's better, rapid replace head, T25 head, or the Echo speed feed head 400. Take it easy, guys. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.